Hold the form baton straight, with the tip pointing forward. This simple stance reflects one of life's fiercest and greatest sports. Control. Hold the form baton straight, tip pointing forward. This simple stance reflects channel surfing.
Do you find it hard to hide the fact that you're gay?
Do you like apples?
Yeah.
It's not my house, it's not us. I've got lots to give you and you're gonna take it. I've got a car full of your stuff. It's not my stuff, it's not us. I've got lots to give you and you're gonna take it. I've got a head full of your plans, they're not my plans, they're not ours. I've got lots to give you and you're gonna take it. I've got a bed to sleep in, it's not your bed, it's not ours. I've got I put all my savings in a $100 bill, but I've got nowhere left to spend it when you're gone. So baby, psychoanalyze me like your Dr. Phil, and I will laugh and drink and sit out on your lawn. 'Cause I've got time,
You know,
you've got nowhere to go.
it sounds a lot like a Robbie Peterson. It's okay. That happens to me a lot too. The guy has a lot of good ideas before we get the chance to. But reminds me of another one you and a friend of ours did actually. You remember that?
It's cold in Vancouver, and it's cold in my closet, and it's here that I consume my wine and hot pockets. Communion tastes sweeter when you are alone, and the pastor's a cellular phone saying Jesus will save me from gay men and dinosaurs, from porn in my emails to sexual intercourse. And I'd like to save myself until you come home. So for now I will play on my own. But God, baby, oh holy mother, it's you, Mrs. Rogers, I won't find another. Won't you please, won't you please, please won't you be my lover?
Lately, guess I'll have to settle for a few brief moments. Watch it all dissolve into a single second. Try to write it down to a perfect sonnet on one little foolish line. Because that's all that you'll get, and you'll have to accept. You are here, then you're gone. I only live right
artist walks alone. Someone said behind his back, that's true. He's got a song to call himself back.
Everything you see of the scene is just a mirror, and you spent your whole life letting an endless fever, and now you are just laying in a bathtub full of deep water. Of the
Summer, autumn came, she can't remember where she was trying to go. I believe that some should be trying together. Left there to burn in their heads. But as for me, I'm coming to my final failure. Giving myself a challenge doesn't make it better. I still end up becoming something other, what I had meant to be. Alright! Now I believe that lovers should be draped in flowers, laid and twined together on the bed of clover, left there to sleep, left there to dream of their happiness.
promise to laugh. I loved you too little, then too much by half. Now my heart's gone all cold and all hard like a rock. But if you're ever in town and you wanna talk, well, you've still got my key, babe. I'm yours to unlock. And the bar's never too far a walk.
Everything is more complicated than you think. You only see a tenth of what is true. There are a million little strings
Getting
attached
transmission.
to every choice you make. Destroy your life every time you do. But maybe you'll go for 20 years. You may never ever trace the truth.
Keep having this dream.
only get one chance to play it out.
Album that starts off as a relatively normal collection of songs, but over time devolves into a deeply recursive metatextual experience with the listener at multiple points being yanked between realizations that the piece being talked about by the increasingly reliable narrator is in fact the piece they are listening to now, or better yet, that it wasn't the first song to be playing with the pataphysical elements, and in fact the entire album so far has been deeply self-referential in ways that just did not become clear until just now, or that really none of the songs have been written or recorded with those elements. You are so quick to project onto the art of others, and in your own strange way, the listener are the other one constructing these rabbit holes to nowhere, forcibly applying that to everything you hear. So in your own way, you're writing those songs. Or if you haven't, you're about to now. And then I wake up and I realize the album isn't real. But I've heard it. I wrote it. Then I die, and the dream ends. I do not know how I'm going to get out this time. I hope that if I keep writing, maybe I can find an infinitely recurring loop of meaning, like Shepard's tone of rising or falling metatextual immortality. I can keep the record spinning. I can keep things going. I just have to escape. I just have to repeat. I keep having this dream of an album that starts off as being a relatively normal collection of songs, but over time devolves into a deeply recursive and metatextual experience with the listener at multiple points being yanked between realizations that the piece being talked about by the increasingly unreliable narrator is, in fact, the piece they are listening to right now. Or better yet, that it wasn't the first song to be playing with the pataphysical elements, and in fact, the entire album has been deeply self-referential in ways that did not become clear until just now, or that really none of the songs have been written or recorded with those elements, or so quick to project onto art others, and in your own strange way, you, the listener, are the one constructing those rabbit holes to nowhere, and forcibly applying the metatextuality to everything you hear. Or if you haven't yet, you're about to. I wake up and realize the album is real. I've heard it. I wrote it.
then I die. I do not know how I'm going to get out this time. I hope that it keeps writing me, so that maybe I can have some sort of not escape. And I don't think they'd ever write it that way. Still just repeat.
I keep having this dream. Now it starts off with a relatively normal collection of songs. Over time, it evolves into a deeply recursive experience listening multiple points. Conditions that easily talked about by the increasingly unreliable narrator in fact they have listened to down. And yet, that it wasn't the first song to be playing with metaphysical elements. And in fact, the entire album has been deeply self-referential in ways that did not become clear until just now. Or that really, none of the songs have been written or recorded, but those elements were so quick to project on the art of others. And in your own strange way, you, the listener, are the one constructing these rabbit holes to nowhere and forcibly applying them to everything you hear. Or if you haven't yet, you're about to. You wake up and realize the album is real. You've heard it before. You wrote it. Then you die. But the dream never ends. You're lost. I don't know if you're going to get out this time, or next time, or the time after that when you're sitting where I am now. But I hope that you keep writing. Maybe if you can find some sort of infinitely recurring loop of meaning, a shepherd's tone of rising or falling metatextuality, or immortal self-reference, you can keep the record spinning. You can keep things going just long enough to escape and not have to repeat. I keep having this dream of a movie. It starts off being relatively normal, sort of coming-of-age, rom-com type of thing. But over the course of the movie, it devolves into a deeply recursive and metatextual experience with the audience at multiple points being yanked between realizations that the movie is actually a movie that exists inside the movie they're watching. And it's Sorry, let me repeat myself there. I keep having this dream of a book. It starts off as being relatively normal, if a little bit of a long read. And it seems to be about a relatable average person in a relatable average job who finds a video game that they like, that they find interesting. It reminds them of games they played when they were younger, and they haven't played a video game in a long time. They feel a sense of guilt for playing video games as an adult, as if it's a waste of time or energy or anything, as if there's a way to consume those without it being a waste. But it helps that this video game seems to be rather clever. It seems to have something to say. It seems to speak to him. Seems to make him feel seen. Seems to make him feel like he sees
Good-looking girl.
the narrator,
So Dan, what do
or
you
the
think about
creator,
this Lori
or
at the college?
himself. And that game, it does something to him,
Yeah, I know.
or is doing something to him, or it or will do something to him eventually, I guess.
You gotta try some
It
antidepressants. That's what I got.
breaks you in the audience of the movie about the man who plays the game that can't be played. Or at least it breaks you hearing about it. I keep having this dream of a song. It starts off being nowhere near a normal collection of words, and very quickly devolves into a deeply recursive and metatextual experience, with the listener at multiple points being yanked between realizations that the piece being talked about by the increasingly unreliable narrator is in fact the piece they are listening to now. Or better yet, that it wasn't the first song to be playing with pataphysical elements from this album, and in fact, the entire album has been deeply self-referential in ways that did not become clear until just now, or that really none of the songs have been written or recorded with those elements in mind, and you just projected them onto music that didn't want you to feel that way. And in your own strange way, you, the listener, are the one constructing rabbit holes to nowhere, and forcibly applying that to everything you hear, and writing your own songs. Or if you haven't yet, you're about to. And then we all wake up, and we realize the album was never real.
Hello?
No one heard it. No one wrote it. And I hope no one ever does. Because if nobody
New
does,
song starting.
then nobody will die. The dream will never end. We can just be lost.
Lost
and
in a
that
dream.
We'll be fine.
Lost in a dream.
I don't think we need to get out this time.
Lost in a dream.
I hope that if I stop writing, that's the answer.
We lost the dream. We lost the dream.
I think this is it. I think this is the one. This is the infinitely recurring loop of meaning, shepherd's tone of rising, falling, metatextual mortality. We can keep the record spinning. We just have to do it together. We can keep things going long enough. We'll never have to escape.
We lost the dream.
We just have to repeat.
We lost the dream. We lost the dream.
To escape.
We lost the dream.
We just have to repeat.
We lost the dream. We lost the dream. Nothing is real. It's just a sketch of me. And everything I write is trite and cheap and a waste of words and airwaves and time. Message repeats. The sun came up with no conclusions. flowers sleeping in their beds, the city's cemeteries humming. I'm wide awake. It's morning. Message repeats. So I'm thinking, breathing, writing, singing. Every day I'm on the clock. My mind races with all my longings, but can't keep up with what I got. So I hope I don't sound too ungrateful. What history gave modern man: a telephone to talk to strangers, machine guns, and a camera lens. I could have been a famous singer if I had someone else's voice, but failures always sounded better. Let's fuck it up, boys. Make some noise. Make some noise. Being in a band with her is my way of stealing it, using it for my own nefarious purposes, selfishly taking something that means so much to someone I care about, making it mine. I think I do the same with a lot of my collaborators. I think the next song is pretty close to the exact voice I would want if I could choose any of them.
Here, let me spin it a little bit. It was on the last real album, but I don't think many people heard it, so it shouldn't be too much of a replay.
See the picture. I don't need my concentration. Just knowing I'm in pain. When I lost myself, I lost you by extension. Don't know who it stands to gain. These silly dreams but worth a mention. They keep collecting in my brain.
I originally released this song in a sort of three-part song. This is the cover from Connor Oberst.
Everywhere I go, doors
and
my
it was
open.
written in his later years.
I want out once I'm
And it
inside.
feels like it has such a immense sense of self-awareness,
When I break my heart, I know that yours
regret
is broken.
in a way that I oddly
Just wish that
don't often pick up on or get from his later work. In fact, I often have to catch myself becoming
my favorite songwriters for ways that I feel his later work doesn't live up to some imagined, projected, lofty image I have of his abilities. But the first two parts of the singular song in my mind were this, which is Night at Lake Unknown, and then he comes right after one of his earliest songs called If Winter Ends, and I feel they represent such exact opposite ends of the spectrum of feeling and way of relating to oneself and problems, with Winter's End being so focused on externalities and blaming the world around or the situation or even choices, but still external choices. This idea that if you just find the right person or move into a city or town or find the right place with the right music scene or the things that will make you be happy, free from this terrible existence. And I think on one level it really does resonate with me. I do agree. I do think that there are ways one can become happier, changing your situation, improving things. In fact, I think material personality is most broadly a consistent way to improve one's mental state. But also, there is something to be said for introspection, especially if you've tried improving all the things, tried going to the cool places, and still find yourself immensely empty or sad, that sometimes you have to look inside and see if maybe that's where it comes from. And I think with Night at Lake Unknown, Connor did that really well. Here's People Blue 6.
Standing all alone looking for something to do with my hands that I used to misuse. Jab them into my forearm pretending it's you, though for me it was powders and booze. Sitting by myself looking for a pickup that's blue. Dad gets me early from school. We can sit by the docks and we'll talk to the moon. Yeah, you know I'm not drinking for you. Mom looks at me and she says I look cool in my cowboy hat and matching shoes. Dance and we laugh and she says I love you. Yeah, I don't think my childhood's blue. Don't I feel like the way others do when you're happy and satisfied too? I don't drink anymore, well just a whiskey or two, though I'm not sure that matters to you. Lie to myself thinking it's something to do, my life or my choices or you. But I've heard once or twice being people is hard, and it's proved time and time to be true. So please know that I don't blame you. I hope that you wouldn't too. Thank you. Beginning transmission. Please return to People Blue 6. You've heard once or twice being people is hard. But you tend to forget. Transition repeats. Thank you. Please return to People's Blues number 5. You've heard once or twice being people is hard. But you always forget. Thank you. Please now return to People's Blues number 4. Back then you didn't know how hard it was being a person, but many of you had an idea, like you always have. Transmission repeats. Thank you. Please return to People's Blues number 3. I've heard once or twice being people is hard, and it's proved time and time to be true. So please don't let it get to you. Transmission repeats. Thank you. Please return to People's Blues number 2. I've heard once or twice being people is hard, and I think that applies to everyone, even you. Transmission repeats. Thank you. Please now return to People's Blues number 1. You've heard once or twice being people hard, and it's proved to be the hardest thing you can do ever. But you have to. Just keep being people and be kind when you can. Thank you. Transmission will repeat one more time. Then the broadcast will end. The next broadcast will begin. That broadcast is Sing, Dance, Rejoice by Elizabeth Patience. Enjoy. Thank you. Thank you.
Here we go. I'll give you a smoke if you can give me light. I'll give you a kiss if I can stay for the I've still got a man, we never talk. And the bar's never too far a walk. Well, I'll pour you a drink if you give me your glass. And I'll answer you kindly if you'd only ask. You can draw on my heart, I'll erase it like chalk. 'Cause the bar's never too far a walk. I'm leaving for too long. I might not know where I'm gonna go, but I'm leaving. I'm leaving. Well, I can. I'm not sure that our love is pure, so I'm leaving. I'm not staying, that's for sure. You treat me wrong, now I'm up and gone. I'm not staying. 'Cause I'm
You're the normal half of the
leaving.
band, like so obvious.
'Cause I'm leaving.
You have a job, your songs are normal,
Now I'm
but
gone.
they're beautiful, they're so good. Yeah. I really like the little folk song you just sent. I like the leaving. It's funny that without without asking you, I like renamed your other song on the other EP, Leaving. Because it fit the theme better, and like you did, like the use of the word leaving in that song was like really strong and powerful, I think. And if I were naming that song, I would probably be naming it Leaving, but I left it as like a slash, so it was both. Anyway, super funny that you sent me this song, which should 100% also be named Leaving. But which part of what that really connected for me was, so the current structure is gonna be starting with For Everyone. And then, it goes through, it ends your section, and then it goes into my section of like weird shit that is strange and like I like a lot, and like maybe some people won't. And then it moves back around to Form Baton, the remote control Form Baton, and then it goes into the demo version of Never Too Far for a Walk. And I kept listening to that, and I was like, I love this. I love this demo. I always love this demo. I still a little bit like it more than the current like album version of the song, just like on the tempo and feel and vibe. But it's missing the second verse and is unpolished, and I really love the album version too. And I know you do, and you're proud of like its sound and what it conveys. So like I don't want to replace it, but it felt like it was a flat way to end. I love the symmetry of like this demo that normally would be for no one, but it's all for no one. And it's the symmetry of the and all that stuff. But it felt like it felt that. I would really like to pair it with Leaving with a small clip of you saying that in between. Cool.
I think it really reinforces the theme of the For No One theme. That's like two demos, not one. I think it also makes a really cool fallback to the leaving thing of like saying that leaving, because you already have a song called Leaving, you can't have another one, so it's going to be contained in this song called For No One. And also like just ties back to make a really cool listening thing. I think to listen to it in order, or in a different order than you released it. So like to listen to the song the tune Nowhere after For No One. So that one I have been sitting on for like years and was very sad and yeah. It's good too. You were downplaying it. You're like, what do you mean? My little posting is made well, yeah, I do. You know what I mean now? It's like connecting those dots and making it an ending that actually has an ending. Yeah, that is really one of the stuff. Yeah, and like we can always build it up to a whole song later. Like there's no reason that we can't. Like it's just a little Easter egg, a little foreshadowing. Yeah.
Just like you.
Yeah. There we go. Maybe it's done. It's done.
Sure that I slept in Chicago town.
Later do a thing of like all the pieces that become larger songs. Yeah, cool. This album, I'm so excited to get it to you. I also made a philosophically meditative song over me doing twinkly emo-ass riffs, and with a phone call at the beginning and other emo tropes, and released it on YouTube to a video of a guy sitting at a computer reading the real emo copy pasta, and that was really good. I think that part I held out right now. I got a like 2 hours long Kyle, which is also did a really interesting ending where we talked philosophically about power scaling, and I watched it either a song or a video essay, and I recorded it on
Flowers for a couple of hours.
So, moving, things are moving. This album is like almost done, and it's not done now.
I'm gonna submit. I got the partner album from nothing. That was like basically 2 hours of what I had to record in order to get a tiny chunk of what is on this album, but split up into songs. Not 2 hours. 2 hours filtered down to 1 hour instead of 2 hours filtered down into 3 hours.
Want a lover I don't have to love. Want a girl who's sad to give a fuck. There's a kid with the chemicals. He said to fall, but he don't know to get up. I have a lover that I used to love. I had a girl that was broken just like me, and we used to talk.
in each other's arms, too drunk to walk and to fall asleep. In my old bed with tattered suits, and it wake me up, rouse me from that
Perfect dream.